So in this video, we're going to talk about this Isaiah Hartenstein choosing a bigger bag in OKC than what New York City could give him. I'm going to show you why it may appear that that money is more, but I'm going to show you why it's actually less. So, man, let's talk about it, man. Yeah. You're now rocking with the most poppin' Knicks YouTube channel on the net. I am the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. Yo, listen, I got an action-packed show for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about this Isaiah Hartenstein stuff, man. First off, let me say this because I already know it's coming, and I'm going to go into research mode in a second. But I already know it's coming. Just make sure my screens is right. I already know you guys are going to get on me and say, well, Hartenstein, you know, he went and got more money with OKC. They offered him 3-year 87, right? 3-year 87 is more than the 4-year 72. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, right? Some things that we have to consider about that. But I do want to give the disclaimer that this video is not an Isaiah Hartenstein hate video. I do salute the young brother. He's bright-skinned, my young bright-skinned brother. Salute to him. I think that you can't get mad at a player for doing what he has to do for himself. I already did a short breaking down that how Isaiah Hartenstein does not have to be loyal to the Knicks. And if he felt like this was the best decision for he and his family, then he's entitled to doing it. However, I do want to touch on a couple of things before I get to the money. Now, I honestly was going to leave Isaiah Hartenstein alone, but then these articles kept coming out, and then there was quotes that he made, and I'm going to jump into research mode, pal. And so Isaiah Hartenstein reveals how agonizing the decision was to leave. No, it wasn't, brother. It was not agonizing to leave. You wanted the bag, and what you thought was to be more money. And at face value, it is more money, and we're going to get to that. So the offer came big from the Thunder, right? They gave him a 3-year, $87 million deal. But here is the key caveat, and I'm going to highlight it for you. $58 million of it is guaranteed for the first 2 years, and for a championship was too difficult to turn down. Okay, highlighted it for you, right? So I'm going to jump out of research. It said that with a solid deal guaranteed for 2 years and a chance for a championship. So are you saying that you didn't have a chance for a championship in New York City? I'm going to jump into research mode. So here you have top NBA bets, the place, and let's talk about the wins that they predict these teams are going to win. They got OKC at 55 wins. They got the Knicks at 53.5. That's the difference of 2 wins. Plus, you got to understand that the Western Conference, especially according to these standards, are a little bit more tougher than the East. So why is it that you would assume that going to OKC, you have a better odds of winning the championship? That to me doesn't make logic. I'm not saying that Hartenstein said that, but that's the quote that's in the post. I just wanted to kind of like push back on that slightly. Then this is Isaiah Hartenstein's quote. I was going to make sure I was set for the rest of my life, but then at the same time, if it wasn't for a team like OKC, I would have taken the pay cut because I loved it in New York. Pause it right there. First off, we're going to pull up Isaiah Hartenstein's contracts right here. 2 years, $16 million. How in the world do you get a pay cut at what the Knicks was going to offer him? So what are you talking about? I would have took a pay cut? Dude, you was getting a raise in your salary, 175% raise at that. So these comments sparked me to do this video. I'm not trying to go in on a young fella, but how is that a pay cut? But now I have the opportunity to make that money, make that pay raise, and still compete. I think that was a main factor. So I'm going to give Isaiah Hartenstein the credit there that he doesn't think that is necessarily a better chance. He thinks that he could get paid more and still compete. So I understand that. I respect that. Not knocking that. However, we're going to do some math. So he has 2 years guaranteed, 58.5. 58.5, you divide that by 2, that's going to give you about 28 million, 28 and like a quarter million for each of the 2 years, right? Right? So that's for each of the 2 years, right? 29.2, right? For each of the 2 years, 2.5. So a quarter million, 29 and a quarter million for the 2 years, right? Cool. So that is a nice pay if you look at it per year. However, off rip, 4 years at 72, and I'm writing this down. You guys can't see it. But 4 years at 72 is more than 2 years 58. Can we agree to that? Can we agree to that? So slight push dog rouse. When you look at the money, the Knicks can offer more. Now, before I continue breaking down the money, man, I just want to introduce you to the #1 Knicks fan Discord on the net, Knicks Tape Madness, right? It's a crazy chat, man. If you love Knicks, we talk Knicks. We have a 24/7 chat. I'm in there all day. My man Coach is in there. My man Sam is in there. Level-headed Knicks fans for sure, indeed. Definitely get up in there. We also have the free neck hat giveaway. You can scan the barcode in the corner, or you can go to the website, www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com, to find out more. I definitely hope to see you in the building, man. But let me get back to the video, counting these numbers, right? So off rip, because that last year is not guaranteed, so we're not going to play with money that don't belong to us. We're going to play with the money that's guaranteed. They didn't give you a 3-year, $87 million contract. I want people to stop saying that. It's not to say that he can't get that option in that last, to why in a second he won't, more than likely. But off rip, 72 beats 58. Now, you can argue state income tax, and yes, state income. New York has the highest state income tax, but New York is where the money is. But I do think because the Knicks wanted him so bad, I do believe that the Knicks was going to give him that last year. And I think that if he played his cards right, knowing that the Knicks were in a position of needing a center, he would have did that. He didn't do that. I hope you guys see that. Now, here's why I know it's going to be less money. And like I said, the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I don't like how Isaiah Hartenstein played it. I think that these comments it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. They said, whatever we give you, we're going to give you, Hartenstein said. Oh, look at this. They said, whatever we can give you, we're going to give you, Hartenstein said. I talked to Jalen a couple of times, Jalen and the guys. They really wanted me back. I appreciate that, but it was definitely a hard decision. I couldn't say no to an opportunity like this. A couple of weeks after Hartenstein's departure, Brunson agreed to the most selfless act in probably NBA history, but definitely Knicks history, taking the 4-year 156.5, right? When it could have been $113 million more. You talk about a pay cut. That's a pay cut. I digress. Because if you talk about money that's on the table, you can't say you took a pay cut when you never made that money. So Hartenstein says, and I agree with Hartenstein on this, he's kind of in a different situation than I am. He already made $100 million in his career. He's a star player. He probably knows he won't ever get traded. So that's a different situation, Hartenstein said, but that also shows what kind of leader he is to make those sacrifices. I don't think a lot of people are willing to make those sacrifices. I think our sacrifices are a little bit different, but I have a lot of respect for him being a human being and doing that. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't expect Isaiah Hartenstein to do what Brunson did. That's not fair. That's crazy. But I will say that what's to say that OKC won't trade you? Because he said that he won't get traded. There's no guarantees you won't get traded. I mean, if OKC doesn't like how you're doing and they don't want to give you that $30 million, they can move you. And let me explain why a move is not out of the question, right? Jump back in the research mode. So you should be able to see it now. Isaiah Hartenstein is number 2 on the list in payroll right now. See where my mouse is hovered, right? Hovered over. Now, do note that there's guys on this team that clearly are on rookie scale contracts that eventually have to get paid, right? So Chet Holmgren, he's on a rookie scale contract at $10 million. And you have Jalen Williams, who's also on a rookie scale contract at $4.7 million, right? Now, do note that OKC right now is currently over the cap, but they're under the second apron. So they got a little bit of salary space right here. And I don't think they pay any taxes because they're well below the apron limit and even the maximum, but they're below it. So they don't pay any tax, right? Now, when you look at their money, right, those guys have to be paid more so than anybody else, right? Isaiah Joe got a nice little bag, and I think this other Williams, he also got an extension too. Both of those guys got extensions. And so we're going to look at 2027, right? because 2027 that's when Isaiah Hartenstein's contract is up. That's when he's on an option, right? So let's pull that up. So you fast forward to 2027. Mind you, we don't know the moves that's going to happen in 2026. I don't care about the moves that's happening in 2026. But let's look at the contracts. Lou Dort has a team option. Isaiah Hartenstein has team option, $28 million, $17 million, right? So right now, if you look at their cap holds, it's a lot of money in cap holds. They got Jalen Williams there as well with $19 million cap hold. Of course, Chet Holmgren with the $34 million cap hold, right? Now, by the way, you see this cap maximum right here? This cap maximum is actually the projected salary increase, because if you know the salary cap right now, it's currently at 141. So this is based on the new salary standards, okay? So they'll have $130 million in guys tied up, which also includes Isaiah Hartenstein's $28 million. But if you look at total allocations, which includes the cap holds, which will be $82 million in cap holds, that'll put OKC at this $212 million mark with cap holds. Now, you can minus the other Jalen Williams off there. Maybe they'll take him off. Dang, maybe you get rid of Dang. I don't know. You clear his cap holds, right? So look, let's clear off Dang and Jalen Williams cap hold, right? So you can take about $20 million off of this allocations, but it's not fair to do that because you're also going to have to pay these guys more. So I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to keep it there because you're going to pay Jalen Williams way more than $19 million. So I'm going to keep it there, and we're going to see this 212 mark. What happens when you get to this 212 mark? It puts you near that second apron, right? So a team like OKC, or the first apron, I should say, right? A team like OKC does not want to get into any apron scenarios, okay? Not to mention all of these other club options. I don't want to get to that. But the bottom line is OKC Thunder, and I could go to 26 too, because there's stuff in 26 that's interesting too. And if you look at this list, a lot of players are missing. So even in 26, they're going to pick up more. The point that I'm saying is they're flirting with aprons, and a team like OKC don't want to be nowhere near this second apron right here, nor this first apron. Because to be honest, if you add Jalen Williams is probably going to be projected to make a $40 million contract, which would be the rookie extension at that point, $40 million plus. Both he and Chet Holmgren are going to want the bag. So this number even goes up higher. You're talking about 220. And I could even see it get close to this too. So do OKC want to spend all that money? No. So I'm not saying Hartenstein can't get a contract. It's just that he's going to be doing a discount. So if Isaiah Hartenstein takes a discount anywhere in the $14 million range, he'll be looking at the same money he could have gotten in New York. And there's no guarantees that you're going to win a championship. So let me jump out of research mode. Because, like I said, this contract situation is dicey. I only showed you Chet and Jalen Williams. I didn't really want to go through the whole roster, but I'm just letting you know that money makes things interesting. 1 second, guys. That money scenario definitely makes things interesting. So I doubt that he's going to get that third option picked up. It's a lot riding on that third year. And you never know. They might want to add more star talent to the roster. So I'm not here to knock Isaiah Hartenstein. Go get your money, young fella. We're not here to knock you and stop you. I just had to challenge some of the claims, give a different pushback. I do think that Isaiah Hartenstein won't get that third year guaranteed. I think that with the Knicks, he could have got the 4 years, 72 guaranteed. And you would have more years secured. What are the odds Isaiah Hartenstein gets another $30 million a year offer? I don't know. I'm not saying it's not possible. I just know OKC is not doing it, right? I just know that they're not doing it. So that's all for this video, man. I want to give a salute to Isaiah Hartenstein. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Hopefully you choose the best in your career. I just don't want to hear about bags and things of that nature. But definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Also, definitely check out Knicks Tape Madness, the Discord server. Links on the bottom of the screen, www.theobjectiveknicksfans.com. Link in the description. Also, you just click it and it'll take you to it. You can also check out the podcast on Mondays right here on the channel. Got to subscribe to make sure you're there. That's all for this video. So until next time, Let's go, Knicks.